Hi, I am Apurva. This module is focused at discussion of GRE Vocab list, which consists of approximately 3500 to 4500 words, along with 333 to 1000 high frequency words, the words that one can come across frequently over the last few papers of GRE. Look, there are different and myriad of approaches to the GRE, but the foremost that comes under this list is how to deal with the vocab. Some people will suggest you to just go and memorize the words, but no, it's just a waste of time. You should opt for some smart approach. Hence, let's start. Let's just directly dive right into the vocab discussion. What we will discuss over here is the words, the related meanings and few sentences. Later on, in another part of the module, we will discuss the related synonyms and antonyms. So, let's start. What we will first start with is A, B. Okay, I'll here draw circles like this. I'll divide it into 6 parts. Okay. Now, I'll write the words. The very first word that comes under this list is abase. Then is abate, abash, aberrant, abate, and next is abeyance. Okay, so what does these words mean? Abase, as the name itself suggests, it's a base. Base is bottom of something. So abase is to make someone feel low. To make someone feel low. What is abate? Abate is to swindle. That is moderate. Means to abate one's enthusiasm. I'll write the sentences over here for your reference. To abate one's enthusiasm. What is abash? Abash is like my clumsiness left me abashed. That is to be ashamed, bashful, embarrassed, like that. Next is abate. Abate is to assist, more oftenly in negative sense. The younger one abated her sister in mischief. Okay. Next is aberrant. What is aberrant? As you can focus on the word itself, aberrant. Aberrant is something that derives from Latin word ab. Ab means away. And error. Error is to wander. That means aberrant means deviation from normal. Deviation. So it's also like aberrant behavior. Okay. What's next? Next is abeyance. What is abeyance? Abeyance is suspended action. Let me make it clear to you through a sentence. Okay, what is abeyance? Different property rights can be held in abeyance until matters are resolved. That is, different property rights can be kept under hold. Okay. Now we will go through another set of the words, that is, it starts with abdicate. Okay, another is abhor. Next is abjure, ablution. Another is abnegation, and the last one is abridge. Okay, so let's start. What is abhor? Abhor is hate, detest. A strong feeling of hatred is abhor. The synonym for that is abhor. Abdicate. Abdicate is to. What is abdicate? Abdicate is giving away. That again comes from Latin word ab. Ab is away, and declare. Declare is pronunciation, or you can say oath. So, it's like renunciation. This word means renunciation. Okay. Now, what is abjure? Abjure again comes from two different words, that is Latin words again, away and jurare, that is to swear. Again, this word is synonym for this word, that is rejection of something. Okay. Ablution, this is a very common word. It's like washing one's body part. Okay. Next is abnegation. Abnegation is again a synonym for abjure and abdicate. What is that? To depart from what you swear, that is to give up what you sweared about. Renunciation is abnegation, abdicate and abjure. Now another word is abridge. Okay, what does the name suggest? Abridge. Abridge is something abbreviate. Okay, the sentence from abridge that you can, it's a very silly sentence, but still, it can be a mini skirt is just an abridged version of floor length hoop skirt. Okay, that's the sentence. What is ablution? Ablution can be like morning ablutions, the morning bath, you know, or it can be ritual ablution. What else is there? Abnegation is, I told you, it's the synonym. All are the synonym. Now okay, the other words are abject. Okay, Next is abortive, abominate. These all are words that comes under AB, okay? Abominate, abrasive. Next is aboriginal. And the other is abrasive, okay? So what does abject means? It is something lacking pride, completely wretched, next is abortive. As the name suggests, abort means to stop something, so abortive is something unsuccessful, okay. Next is abrasive. Abrasive, it has two meanings. First is something that causes damage, okay. The another meaning is to remove the surface of something by rubbing. I'll let you know the sentences. Abominate. What is abominate? Is something extremely unpleasant. Next is aboriginal. What does the name suggest you? Aboriginal. It derived from the word aborigine. You must have heard of it. The natives of Australia. So aboriginals is describing indigenous people. Okay. Next is abrasive. What is abrasive? Okay, abrasive is already done. So now another word that you can write it over here is abrogate. If you want, you can write it as abrogate. What is abrogate? Abrogate is to abolish, avoid or cancel. All three are different. To avoid, cancel or abolish. Now I'll direct you what are these through some sentences. See, what is abject? Something lacking pride or wretched. So you can write it as abject failure. Or someone living in abject poverty. Okay. So what is next is abortive. Abortive is something unsuccessful. So you can write it down as abortive scheme. Okay. A scheme which is very unsuccessful, which was not good. Next is abrasive. Abrasive is, I told you two meanings. Abrasive is something that causes damage, or it's something that removes the surface of something by rubbing. An example is abrasive compounds for whitening your teeth. That fulfills the second meaning, and the first can be like abrasive personality. Next is abominate. Abominate is something extremely unpleasant. So it can be different sort of sounds, like the sound of nails on the board. Okay. Next is aboriginal. That's very simple, you know. You can write it something like study of primitive art forms of Aboriginal India. Okay. Abrogate. Abrogate is to avoid, to cancel, or to abolish. So you can write it, he abrogates his responsibilities every time he is assigned something with. That is abrogating his responsibilities. Okay. There are few more words that are left. Now draw another circle. Next is obsession. Next is abscond. Absolute. Absolve. Abstain. Abstruse. And there is one more word left, that is abyss. This I will tell you. So, what is abyss? Abyss is something infinite. Okay. Anything profound, anything out of the reach of common people. Now, abscission. Abscission is cutting off. Separation. Okay. Abscond. Abscond is to hide away. Absolute. This is a very, you will feel like this is such a normal word, absolute. Absolute is commonly used, but it is something deep down. That is, it is to set someone free. Complete. Acquit. Next is absolve. Absolve is also the same. This word is synonym for absolute. Okay. Now abstain and abstruse. What is abstruse? Abstruse is a good word. It's something obscure, profound, something which is not understood easily, difficult to understand. Next is abstain. Abstain is a word for abstemious. Okay. What is abstemious? To hold oneself back. Now, let's try out some sentences so it will be easy for you to understand the words. Abscission is cutting off or separation. So it's like okay. Next is abscond. Abscond is to hide away. So the culprit in the robbery case absconded. Next is absolute. This is again like to set free, complete. Acquit, it is a synonym for absolve. So the sentence that you can frame with this word is, the Father absolved him from all his sins. Okay, or absolute alcohol. Here the father doesn't mean your biological father, it's the father, the Christ of the church. Okay. Next is abstruse. Abstruse is Einstein's theory of relativity. is abstruse to some. Okay, did you understood the meaning of abstruse? Something which is difficult to understand, which is very common in case of students, so it's like that. Next is abstain. Abstain is something like resisting yourself, refraining. So abstaining from food, like the people who are on diet does that often, or alcohol likewise. Okay, so here we will also go through those high frequency words that I told you about. So there are few words till now which are high frequency words, and I'll mark them up. Like the one is abstain. This is a high frequency word. Next is abscond. Okay, there are few words over here as well which I forgot to discuss with you, which are high frequency words. Let me let you know. Abate. Okay. And next is aberrant and abeyance. Abeyance, abandon. So the words in which I have used the highlighters are the high frequency words. So you must grab those words as those words are very important. Okay. So these words are the ones that comes under the section of A, B. Okay. A, B. Now we will start our words that start with A, C. Okay. Again, I will draw a circle. I'll write down few words. The words with AC are very easy. Okay, they are too easy. You can go through these words very fast. These are exceed, accelerate, acclaim, acclimate, acclivity, and accolade. Okay, so let's start. Accede. Accede is to agree. Very simple. It's to agree with someone's opinion, someone's ideas, or anything. It's to agree. Next is accelerate, to move something fast. A process or a job, anything. Acclaim. What is acclaim? Acclaim is to applaud. What is applaud? You know, right? To praise someone. Acclivity. It's the acclivity is sharp upslope of a hill. Next is acclimate. Acclimate. That is acclimatize. This is very nice, sweet word. That is to adapt. That is to make yourself comfortable to any situation, to some harsh climate, to some harsh ambience, to a new place, anything. That is to acclimatize. Okay. Accolade. Accolade is award. Let's go through the sentences so you will grab the words more appropriately. Accede. Accede is the government acceded to their demands. Next is accelerate. I won't write a word for that. That is very easy. Acclaim. Acclaim is book was critically acclaimed. Next is acclimate, that is acclimate yourself to urban lifestyle. Next is acclivity. Acclivity, the opposite of acclivity is declivity, okay? Remember that. Now the acclivity means the cat had ascended a steep acclivity up the hill, like that. Next is accolade. Accolade in Hollywood, Oscar is the highest accolade. Okay. Likewise, you can try to frame your sentences and try to use the words in your daily conversation, so it will be useful to you. Next set of words is accommodate, accord, accomplice, accost, accotter, and accrue. Now what does these words mean? What is accrue? Accrue is, that is something that come about by addition. The sentence that you can frame is accrual in loan interest. Okay, something that is added up. Accrual in loan interest. Next is accouter. What is accouter? Accouter is to arrange, to put on clothing. Accost. Accost is approach and speak first. Accord is again a synonym for accede, that is to agree or agreement. Accomplice. Accomplice is partner in crime. It is different to the word abet. Abet is assisting someone in something, some work, generally negative, but this is partner in crime. Okay. Accommodate, this is a very common word. You must have heard about accommodation. But the word accommodate, it itself means to help someone. Okay. Now the sentences you can write over here are like, after her actions are always inclined towards accommodating the need of her family. Okay, the sentence is quite large. Her actions are always inclined towards accost. Accost is like beggar. Accosted him for money. Next can be two countries signing a peace of accord. That is some sort of agreement. The next set of words is accountability, accretion, acme, acidulous, acquittal, and acrophobia. What does these mean? Acrophobia is very simple. It's the fear of heights. What is accretion? Accretion is growth, or you can simply say increase in something. Okay. Next is accountability. Accountability is bitterness in speech. You will find some people who are very harsh while they speak. So it's like accountability is bitterness in speech. Related word is acidulous. Acidulous, as the word itself says acid. Acid is slightly sour, sharp, caustic. Okay. Acme is peak, highest point of something. Next is acquittal. Acquittal is free from the charge. Now you can go through the sentences for better learning. Is like Hitler was known for his accountability. Hitler was known for his accountability. His acquittal surprised those who thought he was guilty. So it's a term related to criminals. Next is what else you need for the words. It means very simple. Peak, the highest point of something. It's summit. There are many number of words for the same. Another sentence is he's the acme of political correctness. Okay. Next is acidulous writing style. That is sharp. Few writers are not known for their acidulous writing style. And there are 3-4 words left, which I'll either draw or I'll just write it. Those are acute, acumen, actuarial, actuate. See, acute, although we have read about acute angle, that's the smallest angle in a triangle, but here acute means brief and severe. Okay. Actuarial is calculating. Actuate is to motivate. And acumen is mental keenness. Okay. So, the sentence that you can link with these 4 words are: acumen is Her business acumen helped her to succeed. What is that? Her business acumen helped her to succeed. According to actuarial tables, homicide has accreted then it was 10 years ago. Okay. Next is, we say acute health problems, acute headache. Then is actuate. Actuate is to motivate someone. That the sentence that you can frame over here is, they were actuated by desire. They were motivated by desire. I'll just try to write down the sentences somewhere for you. I'll write it down over here. Okay. So these are the words. Okay. So this is how we are done with the word AC. Yes, it's done. Now comes AD. What it is? Let's start with the very first word, adage, adept, adamant, adult, adherent, and addendum. Okay, I'll make it clear to you. There was no. Okay. Now, adage is saying, that is proverb. It's a synonym for proverb. Adamant, something very, very rigid. Inflexible, someone rigid. Inflexible. Next is addle. Addle is to muddle, to drive crazy. Adherent. Adherent is supporter, follower. Addendum is addition. There was a word that we read meaning something that come about by addition, that was accrue. So it's related to that, addendum, accrue. Next is adept. Adept is someone expert. Dexter, adroit. These are the synonyms for the word adept. Now, the sentences can be, she's adept at fine art. Okay, there are true adages. Pilates adherent. What did that mean is someone who is supporter of Pilates. Okay, it's not like pilates or something, it's Pilates. Next can be their plan is confusing enough to addle anyone. Okay. Now the next set of words are adjunct, admonish, adjure. One that we read was abjure. Okay, that's different. It's something lacking pride, rich. This is adjure, adorn, adulation, adjunct, adjure, admonish, adorn, adulation, and the last one is adjutant. Okay. So what does these words mean? What is adjure? Adjure is something to urge or beg. Admonish is warn, to warn someone. Adorn, decorate. Adulation, high praise, flattery. Adjunct is something added, but non-essential. Adjutant is aid, to assist, aid or assistant. Now let's make it clear to you through words, through sentences. Adjunct is something which is added but is not essential. The website is designed as an adjunct to the book. The sign admonished watch your step means the sign warn. Admonish means to warn. Okay, so the sign warn. Now these two words adjure and abjure, I told you these are different. Abjure is wretched, whereas adjure is to beg. Okay. Adjure is to swear. Towards, ab means is away, and add is towards. Okay, make it clear like that. Now this is the last 6 words that comes under A, D, and the set is adulterate, adversary, advent, adversity, adventitious, adverse. These 3 words, as you can see, are interrelated. I'll let you know how. What is advent? Advent is arrival of something. Okay. Adversity. Adversity is poverty. Adverse situations are called as adversity. That is misfortune. Next is adversary. Adversary is opponent, enemy. Next is adventitious, that is accidental, casual. Now another is adulterate. Adulterate, you must have heard about the term adulteration of foods. Okay, that is mixing something unrequired in the food. Adulteration is adding impure substances. Next is adverse. Adverse is adverse situations, like unfavorable situations. Okay, the sentences that you can frame over here is the adulteration of food. There is a proverb saying that says turn adversity into opportunity. Adverse situations. With advent of adolescence, this sentence is very nice that you can frame for the word advent. With advent of adolescence, in girls, they do gain weight. So I hope the meaning of the word advent is clear to you. Okay, so these are the words that comes under the AD section. Now the high frequency word in this is adulterate. Okay, admonish, that's it. So till now we have discussed the words with AA, AB, AC and AD. You have seen there are a number of words which comes under this category, but we have not discussed each and every one. I have even left few words which I didn't found very much to work at, that require to work at, so you can go through yourself. And for these words you can go across Barron's high frequency words and Barron's word list, which has all the words that are important, and you can just go across, try to frame your sentences, own sentences, and this wise likewise you can grab the words very easily. And I'll update the next module for your next set of words.